Inshallah, today we've got a very, very fascinating topic for us, and that is seeking knowledge. You may see me, I'm not going to do the discussion alone. I've got fabulous and interesting young people in the house to embark on this intellectual adventure. I have from my right side,
Yakub Hassan,
Bushra Olagunjum, Bilkis Adeleye.
Yes, the topic is seeking knowledge. You know, for a very long time, you see people talking about how to seek for knowledge. And so sad, people have been held in an invidious position concerning where to begin. Some will say that, should I seek the knowledge of physics, or should I seek the knowledge of engineering or sciences or Islamic studies? People are confused. And this issue has become the center of discussion today. So where should we start from?
And that is why we should start from the fact that the oneness of Allah should be the first knowledge we should seek.
Okay.
Yes. We should always remember that we need to know who Allah is first, because we are talking about Islam. We are in an Islamic program, and then we need to know the reason why we exist.
Yes.
You know, and then we should also identify the fact that it is until we know who Allah is, and then we now get to know how we can go to Him.
Okay.
And the things He wants, the things we need to do, and the things we ought not to do.
Of course, meaning that knowing Allah is a prerequisite to...
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. A lot of importance attached to seeking knowledge, because remember the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that said, "Talab al-ilmi faridat ala kulli muslim wa muslimun."
That's pretty true.
That seeking for knowledge is compulsory on every male and female Muslim. Now, it's compulsory, just like the other aspect of ibadah, they are compulsory.
Exactly
the same way it's compulsory. Just like you have the salat, it's zakat, it's compulsory. So the intention matters a lot.
Of course, yes.
Because the intention in which I want to acquire the knowledge is very, very important.
Sure.
No, do I want to acquire my knowledge just because of the fact that I want to become the most knowledgeable person in the world, or because I want to because I want to gather the credentials?
Okay.
But the fact is that the best of them is that we should seek for the knowledge for the sake of Allah.
With sincerity.
With sincerity, with the oneness of Allah.
Sure,
you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you also remember that Islam started with Iqra.
Sure.
Remember when the prophets usually, when he goes to Cave Hira, and then the first thing Allah told him
was to seek for knowledge. Exactly. That's fascinating.
Exactly.
I think it is necessary to also emphasize that when Muslims want to seek for knowledge, they should be sure of what it is they want to know. You know, based on what Mahaja Belki said, that they should be sure of the reason they are Muslims. They should know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before they worship Him. After doing that, they should be convinced of the reason they need to seek for knowledge. Just like the Prophet ﷺ told us that we should seek for knowledge, even if it is as far as China. It means that it is something that we do not think as an option.
Of course.
It's something that is mandatory. We need to seek for knowledge.
I think I need to re-emphasize Brother Yakub's point that your own has to be sincere. And that reminds me of the great hadith by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that on the day of judgment, Allah will ask people to go to hell first. And Prophet didn't mention the Christians or the Jews. Of course, it was referring to the Muslims. He said, Allah will ask the knowledgeable that, "Who you? Why have you gathered the knowledge on the heart and you taught it to the people?" And he will say confidently, "Oh, Allah, I did it for you. I did it for your pleasure. I wouldn't have done anything if not for you. I actually did it to seek your favor." Allah will say, "Kadhab, shut your mouth up. You're lying. Those you did it for on the heart didn't know that you were actually deceiving them. You acquired knowledge so that they will call you, you're a sheikh, you're a scholar, you are a genius, and you've actually had a compliment. So today, you're not going to have a compliment." So that re-emphasizes Brother Yakub's assertion that one has to be sincere.
Exactly. And after acquiring this knowledge, next, you must teach it to others.
Important.
That's very important.
On others. Everybody around you should gain from the knowledge that you have.
Sure,
you understand? It's very important.
And another thing is, when we seek for knowledge, you know, we've said that we should seek for knowledge concerning who Allah is, what He wants, and what He doesn't want us to do. But the point is, we have to also seek for the knowledge of medicine, the knowledge of, physics, mathematics, and all that. But what we should understand is we need to blend the two. You can imagine somebody who studied medicine, somebody who studied law, and you're saying that you don't want to understand the Islamic perspective of your field. For a doctor now, who knows that when I have an emergency and it's time for Zuhur, this is what I'm supposed to do. If you don't have the background knowledge of the Islamic perspective with regards to your profession, of course.
And that is the point, really. Okay, I'm sure some people watching us at home will be asking now, okay, which one do I put first now? Is it the Islamic knowledge? Is it the medical knowledge? Is it the engineering knowledge? I think it is important for us to discuss the hierarchical inclination to this topic now. I think as Muslims, really, we should celebrate the knowledge of the Quran. It's not about being biased or something. Of course, I'm very proud to be a Muslim. I'm going to qualify my statement because people will say, these are so loquacious. Why are you talking like that? Listen, people. You see, when you put the knowledge of Islam for the knowledge of the Quran, you realize that Quran is encompassing. It has the knowledge of sciences. I can remember going through the Surah Al-Insan. Allah talking about the process of in biology, you know, how the babies are formed when the sperm mixes with the egg. And I thought to myself, man, I don't need to go to medicine or to go to university. Honestly, of course, I'm an engineer. I've actually had the basis of the medical inclination to the creation of man. That's so fascinating.
So it means that there is no way you can actually separate the knowledge of the Quran with whatever it is that you think you want to.
It's the reference book of all modern knowledge.
It is also very important that we emphasize that the Prophet ﷺ, Allah has told us that he is the best example.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that means that whatever it is, whatever knowledge you want to seek, you shouldn't deviate from the way the Prophet ﷺ has encouraged us to seek for it. Because some people find it very difficult to sieve what they need to know and what they actually get to know unconsciously. So it's very important that we are conscious of the kind of knowledge that we seek and what we do with what we know.
That leads us to the source.
Yes.
If you want to seek for knowledge, especially the Islamic knowledge, you want to know who Allah is, you want to know His prophets, His books, you want to know about the Quran. You need to know where exactly you should search for those knowledge. You can't just tell me that I want to know who Allah is and I'm going to the library for medical students.
No.
You know,
they must be the genuine source.
You have to trace the origin of where you actually.
Of course.
When I go to probably a bookshop and I saw a book written by Abu Ala Maududi, and I was, you know, who is Abu Ala Maududi? You don't know who Abu Ala Maududi is. You can't be too certain of what he's going to write.
Sure,
you need to know the authenticity of the books you read,
the
knowledge you seek. And then I also remember the period when, for you to just know that seeking knowledge, when as far as Islam is concerned, is very, very important.
The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that said, "Al-ilmu nuru wa jahalu safatu," that knowledge is light and ignorance is stupidity. And you can see we have no excuse to be ignorant. So we must seek for this knowledge.
Just to qualify your statement one more time, that it is light really, and I still go back to the Quran.
Yes.
You see, I look at the Quran, I'm so amazed that I'm so proud to be Muslim because there are so many things. Honestly, it has actually shown me so many things that I'm like, this is the real religion. I remember going through Surah An-Nisa, and Allah is talking about how to share property. Allah is talking about some people will take 2/3 of the property, and some will take 1/3 of it. And oh my God, if I don't know mathematics, how would I understand this verse? Allah is calling me to the study of mathematics. This is great. You understand? And I also realized there's a verse in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah is talking about how to transact the economic inclination of a business, how to deal with people in a business. That happens to be the longest verse in the Quran, talking about usury and all that. This is economics in the Quran. It's great to be a Muslim. I'm sure our viewers are proud to be Muslims too. You understand?
You know, adding to that, there was a lecture I went to, I think, probably some months after my SS3. And then they were telling us about how the soul leaves the body. I mean the dying process. It was an Islamic gathering. Only for me to get to school and just exactly what was said in the Quran and by the Rasul was also said in school.
Wow.
Christian lecturers.
Exactly.
That's very fascinating. Honestly, we would have loved to stay and discuss this topic, but you know, we can't exhaust the whole day. You may join us on our Facebook page, Islam is Beautiful TV show, and of course I've got Sister Bilikis doing this discussion fabulously, Sister Bushra, and of course Brother Yakub, and myself, Yusuf Jimo. We want to implore you to be proud of being a Muslim, and you should exude confidence as a Muslim. Islam is indeed beautiful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.